Speaking of people who don't know where they are, it's time for another segment of the show that knows where to send these Dr. Bills. Apollo 15 and a two-gloved moonwalker Jim Irwin has announced plans yet again to scale Mount Ararat in Turkey in search of Noah's Ark, despite having fallen from the trail and huddling overnight under a rock in sub-zero temperatures on his last trip. Irwin, previously a professional philatelist and a born-again Christian, vowed to bring back proof of the existence of Noah, the man God chose to save after sending a flood to wipe out the wickedness of the rest of humanity, who then proceeded to get drunk and run around naked until his sons had to put Papa to bed again, bringing with him this time a film crew to document their expedition.
This may be the most incredible film you will ever see.
Well, that may be, but I bet I know how the movie doesn't end. You know, when I think about space, it blows my mind. I can hardly imagine what actually going there must do to your brain. Also in space news, the Giants have announced they are dropping out of the race for the moon, and thank the maker. As a kid, the idea of giants on the moon would have given me a boner, but as an adult, I realized the last thing we need is the Anderson Windows giant exposing himself to every young boy with a telescope. But by far the biggest story of the week is that of Challenger flight STS-41b, scheduled for launch on Friday. 41? You know, the last one I remembered was STS-9. These shuttle flights have become so routine, I must have missed. Hold on. 32. I've got to lay off the Jones pills. Where was I? Oh yes, the so-called Buck Rogers mission. First of all, you might want to be careful about using the word Buck around this crew. And second of all, you can put Whitey on the moon, but you can't put Blackie in the picture. There, you see, it's not so hard. Just try being a little more sensitive next time. The highlight of the mission will be several planned extravehicular excursions featuring the Manned Maneuvering Unit, a space-age jetpack, hence the name Buck Rogers. Although I watched every episode of the TV series, even the second season, which is 100% attributable to the power of Erin Grey and her outfits so tight I can see which way she dresses, and I don't remember any jetpacks. Maybe it's called the Buck Rogers mission because after takeoff they all fall asleep, which is what I do whenever the launch is actually on time. The launch at Cape Canaveral was a spectacular success, attended by an estimated 100,000 people and a like number of alligators. The shuttle's first operation was the launching of the Westar 6, a Hughes Aircraft Company-built telecommunications satellite commissioned by Western Union. Stop. A dismal failure. Stop. Satellite vanished. Stop. Investors panicked. Stop. Flanagan drinking again. Stop. What a world. Stop. Shown here is a picture of the Westar 6 as it left the shuttle's cargo bay. Americans, I swear, 80% of the country goes to work with a hangover the day after the Super Bowl, but 0% of the country understands Roman numerals. And here we see Ronald McNair at the moment he realized the multi-million-dollar satellite was lost, and he would be blamed for it. And moments later. If I were him, You couldn't get me back on that ship for $1 million. Tune in next week for the conclusion of